Welcome to Mystic Moons. We'll get started in just a minute. Okay, I think we're ready. Welcome to Mystic Moons. And thank you for the like. Yes, if you appreciate my time, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Just going to make sure the sound is on. I think it is. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. My phone is temperamental. Sometimes it shuts off midstream. Apparently there's a window to like reconnect to the stream. And sometimes the mute doesn't quite come on or off as it should. Wonder if I should have taken that off. I'm trying to grow this other one that I had in a low light area. This is a silver spear philodendron. I have a little cutting of it over here too. So I have one more that's starting. But I was wondering if this little branch will start. We'll see. Anyway, my little Siamese is in the background doing his little grumbly noises. Wouldn't be a Mystic Moons reading without his acoustics in the background. At least a Mystic Moon's astrology poll. Anyway, today we're taking a look at something slightly different. Slightly different. It's actually something that has come up to me through a few private conversations, also to some of the readings that I've been doing, some things that I myself have been experiencing in the past couple of weeks. And of course, while we are under Mercury retrograde, and we have hit a whole bunch of shifts that are happening, right? We just recently had that lunar eclipse. We're having the blood moon coming up in a few days. Tomorrow we're going to have the planetary parade of alignment, a whole bunch of planets coming up in sync. And some of those planets are still going to be in sync for the next few months, as it happens every year. But anyway, you know, just with all these things that are going on around us, and issues coming up, I thought, what a better time than to go and look at retribution and vindication. The people who have done you wrong. And this includes both for love and in money and in work. The people who owe you, the people who took advantage of you, the people who, at least at this point, got away with acting shitty. Excuse my language. That's what we are going to be exploring here. For these readings, you can definitely go by your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. But I also invite you, as we're going to be looking at both who did you wrong in money and the people, Kochi, and the people, Kochi says he's in the bathroom. It's alive. Kochi. The people who do you wrong in money and wrong in love. I'd like you to go and also consider in your chart, I'd like you to think about your Pluto, for instance. Think about how your Pluto is aspected. Think about what house your Pluto is in and what kind of connections does it have. And when you're thinking about what you're wronged or where right now you're experiencing either angst or fluctuation, angst or instability, think about, does that align right now to the characteristics of what house your Pluto is contained in? I'd also like you to think about your Jupiter, because your Jupiter is your fortune. People very well could be acting out on you out of jealousy, right? Usually there are reasons why people specifically go after another in a negative manner. And it definitely is because you have a spark that they don't. So I'd like you to think about your Jupiter as well. I mean, not to say you have to consider it, but I want to think within your chart, what's going on right now in your life? What comes to mind? The first two items when it comes to love and money, love and career. And I'd like you to also think about your Pluto, your Jupiter. You could definitely think about your Venus, your 7th house energies for work. I like you to think about your 6th house and 10th house energies for friendship, for instance, too. You could think about your 8th house and your 11th house placements. So just don't necessarily go by sun, moon, and rising. I really want you to think about, you know, what's going on in your life. Think about the themes that touches upon, and then go from there with these readings, okay? That's what I'd like you to do. Also, too, you could be triggering hurts from other people just by your natural presence, or insecurities, inferiority complexes. And that could be a combination of your first house and Chiron, for instance. you and sun. It could be your first house rising, Chiron, and something else I was going to say, but you get the idea, right? That's what I want you to think about. I'm going to get one more glass of water for my throat, and then we'll begin. And I'll be back in just 1 second. I want to make sure my cat. Apparently it's busy over in my cat litter. You see, I'm one of those people that believe, that if there's something in the litter, we must scoop it. I don't let anything hang out. So give me 1 more second. All right, we're ready. No more distractions. Plus, I earned my keep as a good cat person, doing my cat duties, picking up cat duties, cat blessings. Hello. All right, so let's go and see who we're going to start with first. Oh, one more thing. For this, I won't be timestamping it. It's a little bit of a hassle doing it on a phone, but I will list the order that the elements are read in the title, and I will be listing a breakdown of the signs as well as I can recall them in the chat once everything is done. But who we will start with first? World to me is generic. We're going to start off with water. We're going to start with Scorpio placements. So as I said, it's definitely Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. I'd also like you to think, I guess it was double Scorpio, right? Meant to be. But I'd also like you to think about the other placements for what's going on in your life. And perhaps Scorpio is relevant to those placements. So Scorpio collective. Vindication and retribution. Scorpio, for the one who did you wrong in money. They did you wrong in money. They did you wrong in your career. Scorpio, I have politics. I'm not quite pulling that, but of course that did end up a shuffle on the devil. Let's see what else we have. Politics for Scorpio. The King of Swords. King of Swords, Seven of Swords. Who did you wrong in money? Not everyone can be part of the top, Scorpio. Here's someone, Scorpio, has been their very nature, their very mode of operation, Scorpio, to go and form alliances. And as soon as they can, Scorpio, sweep the rug underneath from their feet, your feet. Here's someone too, Scorpio, in this energy, very two-faced. Also, too, Scorpio, here's someone with what they say, Scorpio, doesn't mean at all who they are or what they believe in. They'll say whatever they need to say to make people feel at ease, to get the opening, the avenue available for them to come in. And they don't even expect it to, Scorpio, in this energy to last a very long time. They know they're working against the clock, Scorpio. So therefore, within that clock, Scorpio, they're going to do anything and everything they can as quickly as they can to get the effect they need. You have that Emperor energy again, dogmatic, tyrannical. Scorpio, signs coming up here are a significant air. We do have significant, we do have Aquarius coming up here. Perhaps we have some Capricorn and some Aries, but I haven't quite pulled for that, even though I'm reading it. There was something else I wanted to say here. Scorpio, in this energy, this person who wronged you for money. But I guess I'll come to it. Let's continue. Thank you for the like. That's a whole lot of cards, Scorpio. Seven of Swords, 10 of Swords. Now I'm just going to draw one more. Nine of Cups. Okay, Scorpio, the retribution vindication of the person who did you wrong in regards to money. A whole lot of cards fell out here. I'm going to keep them just because they slid out the way they did. First of all, Scorpio, know that the person who did you wrong in money, they have a reputation for that, Scorpio. They've been doing well enough for themselves, Scorpio, in cutting other people out, taking advantage, saying whatever they say, and they have a bit of a reputation. Scorpio, this person is comfortable. They are comfortable. They do this because it benefits them, Scorpio. But while it benefits them, Scorpio, they have a reputation to others that they're not to be trusted and that they lie. They don't really care about that, Scorpio, as long as their bottom line is met. And their bottom line is met, but it doesn't help the fact that their reputation is someone who will cut, not to be trusted, untrustworthy, and they lie. Definitely have lying here. Scorpio, Seven of Swords came up again, definitely strong Aquarian energy. Then it's kind of a little bit of a grab back here, Scorpio. We have Gemini, Aries, Libra, Leo, and Pisces. And you know what, Scorpio, I'm going to say, this person who did you wrong, your vindication is their retribution. Is the fact that they're only going to go, whatever success that they've achieved, there's only a little bit, you can at the end. At the end, when I'm done with the collective readings, if you want to come back, you can. You do have to donate. And I'll put those prices in at the end of the reading. It will probably be anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, depending if I do all 12 signs or if I just do a few. We'll see how much energy this takes from me. So, but yes, right now I'm doing collective readings. I set this time aside to do collective readings. Always, when I do my collective readings, I'm not going to take personal questions in there because I set this time aside for the collective. So just so that you know, if you're watching, please wait till I'm done. So to get back on track with Scorpio, the person who wronged you in money. This person, Scorpio, already has a strong foundation of some sort of comfort. They have a foundation of some sort of comfort, and I do see a little bit more growth coming from them, Scorpio, but ultimately they're going to find that they're going to hit a wall. They're going to hit a brick wall. They can only go so far, Scorpio, on the reputation in which they're growing and growing and growing of being basically an untrustworthy SOB. Even if they partner with other shysters, Scorpio, ultimately, even other people who take advantage, even people who take advantage of others, they don't want to be partnered with similar snake-like energy that they exhibit. And this person's reputation is going to keep up with them. The people who do clean business is not going to want to deal with them. The people who do dirty business is not want to deal with them. And ultimately, Scorpio, this person's ultimate goals in a career, for the public, they're not going to be able to reach it, Scorpio. Their deepest wishes, their deepest desires of success, they're not going to be able to even come close, Scorpio. Basically, the person that did you wrong, their vindication is while they're so desperate to go and climb the ladder of success, really where they're at right now, Scorpio, they're going to go a little higher than where they are right now, but that's it. Their leveling point is right around the corner, and that's where they're going to stay, Scorpio. And ultimately, too, Scorpio, their reputation is going to be what confines them, and that's going to be a C-grade shyster. A person who doesn't put in the work, a person who lies, a person who cheats and is untrustworthy. They're going to find themselves cut off from the opportunities they really want to pursue. And ultimately, they're going to find the only thing that they're going to continue to be doing is just hustling at this small level. That's a vindication for the person, Scorpio, who wronged you in money and career. They made their bed, Scorpio, and they're just digging deeper and deeper and deeper into it. There's no ascension for them, Scorpio. And trust me, Scorpio, this person has ideals, has hopes much higher than what they're doing right now. That's precisely the reason, Scorpio, why they undercut everyone they can, because they hope to get out of where they are right now. But all they're doing is making themselves more and more at home at this trifling level, and what they have lied and cheated so much for success, Scorpio. Scorpio, the person who did you wrong in love. Let's take a look at that, Scorpio. The person who did you wrong in love. I have the Fool, Scorpio, with 9 of Cups. Interesting, Scorpio, that 9 of Cups also came up for retribution and work. 9 of Cups, of course, is Piscean energy, Scorpio. We are in Piscean season. Fool. I read my Fools personally. Scorpio is Aquarius. Some people say Fools are a combination of all the signs that are there. But if I go on how I feel, Scorpio, and each card to me does have a vibration, very specific feeling. Some cards, some major arcana cards, Scorpio, I get a couple of different signs from them. But with the Fool is very, very Aquarius. And I don't mean that, going into a negative energy or positive. Just the fact that Aquarius energy is not the word bright, but I would say brisk. Sweeping. Aquarius energy is like if you've ever gone to the edge of a cliff, Scorpio, and you felt or if you went on a high-rise, Scorpio, out of the balcony of a high-rise, a high-rise, and you get that wind current. You know how each time you ascend up maybe to the 12th floor, the 20th floor, the 40th floor, how the air becomes heavier, faster, swifter, colder, brisker. That's like a trait of Aquarius. Anyway, so we have some Piscean energy and some Aquarian energy here. We also have waiting for a new beginning, poised for a new beginning. We also have moving towards one's self-satisfaction here, definitely motivated only by the dreams in this area. Scorpio, hello, and thank you for the like. So we have somebody here who's motivated not necessarily by the logical things, tangible things, practical things, Scorpio. Here we have somebody who is driven, do I say by heart or by imagination? Is there a difference, Scorpio, between your imagination and your heart? You could think that they are very, very connected, but here's someone definitely driven by imagination, perhaps by heart. This person who did you wrong, or the energy that's coming up so far, Scorpio, for the person who did you wrong in love. Retribution and vindication. That devil is behind here, definitely moving for self-gratification, self-interest. Maybe we could say we have some Capricorn energy, which is a little ironic too, Scorpio, just to go and call out timing. Because Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, all of that is a timeline from December to now. And a card I have for you, Scorpio, for the person who did you wrong in love. I have sorry. Somebody, Scorpio, realizes that they were selfish, unnecessarily selfish towards you. They didn't have to be. They realized, Scorpio, they acted on their own selfish interest, and they realized it was not the best thing to do, Scorpio. Nothing to do with you, Scorpio, with all them, and perhaps too, we could say with that addition of sorry here in this energy. Well, immaturity. I'm definitely getting immaturity here as well. You know, they couldn't help it because they didn't want to help it. They didn't want to have they didn't think they had to exercise self-control. Why should they exercise self-control? All of energy is here, Scorpio. In fact, Scorpio, I'm going to say too, in this energy, the retribution and vindication of the one who wronged you in love, Scorpio. And when I say love, Scorpio, I don't necessarily mean it has to be a romantic energy. This could be somebody who just simply affected your heart. So in that case, could very easily be a friend, could very easily be family. That's the open segue that I'm leaving it towards with love. But signs coming up here, Scorpio, I have Aquarius. I do have that Capricorn peeking under there. Pisces, Sagittarius, and Seven of Cups is Scorpio energy. And Scorpio, the retribution for the one who wronged you in love. They realized, Scorpio, that they acted foolishly. And that they acted selfishly, they were immature. And you know what, Scorpio? They realized what they did was wrong, but they still haven't exactly matured, sobered, grounded themselves, Scorpio. They still have not grounded themselves. I think number one here, Scorpio, is that this person, although they didn't treat you, Scorpio, with any sort of seriousness and respect, this person lacked respect, Scorpio, because everything was coming from their own wants and needs. Scorpio, they're going to meet other people who are going to treat them in the same sort of manner as they go around in this very selfish, immature, me first energy with no consideration for others who they lead on to go and believe that they have a they have a special place in their heart, a special place in their life, only for them to not honor that, not mean that, set up the expectation and the belief falsely. Scorpio, first of all, it's going to happen to them repeatedly. Scorpio, what this person did, they're going to meet other people who are going to go and give them the same sort of expectations that the connections and the relationships mean something, when all it is, Scorpio, to the other person is just a dalliance. Scorpio, this person, the person who wronged you in love, what they're going to find is they're going to really believe that they're building something special with other people, only to find that when that person finds something more attractive and they leave, and Scorpio, when they leave in this energy, is going to be quite quickly, no drama, just a disappearing act. Now you see them, now you don't. In Scorpio, this person is going to be left without any real concrete ties. Scorpio, they're going to find that with what they assume to believe is solid with other people is not. Scorpio, the person who wronged you in love, their retribution, at least for the time being, Scorpio, and the time upcoming, this current phase, is that they're not going to be able to find anything concrete to believe in. And when they start to believe, Scorpio, that they've found something that they can invest in, something they can believe in, something they can find comfort in, something they can confide in, Scorpio, they're going to find out that it was only fun. It was only available as long as it was fun to a certain point, but nothing more, momentary. And this person, Scorpio, is going to want something more than just momentary connections, momentary positive connections. They're going to want something real. That's what we have, Scorpio, for the one who wronged you in love. We'll go on to the next water sign. Shall we do Pisces? We're in Pisces season. We have some Pisces energy popping up. That's about 30 minutes, I guess. 20 minutes for each sign. I don't know how many we'll get to, but we'll see. So, Pisces. Pisces. As I said, that could be a Pisces sun, moon, and rising. I'd also like you to think what's been happening in your life in regards to career and money, and in regards to love and relationships, and who and what has gone wrong, who and what has done you wrong. And I'd like you to think about the energies that are there. You know, some people, your very presence is an affront, a threat to others, and they seek to undermine you that way. Other people, they get close to you, and then when they realize more about you, they flip, they change, right? Other people, it could be your Pluto placements. Anyway, think about it. Think about your chart. Think about what's happening. And then think about these, what sign to listen to. Or what signs to listen to. Anyway, so Pisces. Pisces, for the person or the situation, Pisces, that wronged you in money, wronged you in career. Retribution, Pisces, and vindication. What do we have for the one, Pisces, when you think about someone who did you wrong, owes you money, took away your money, blocked you from money? Who comes up for you, Pisces? That's the one we're dealing with, Pisces. I have 10 of Cups, which is Piscean energy, and I have a 5 of Swords. Almost similar to Scorpio, isn't it? Pisces, we have some Aquarius energy. We have some Piscean energy. Now, of course, we could also be dealing with timing here, Pisces. I mean, these are messages for the collective, so just throwing out what I see, what I have. We could be dealing with things that have been happening as of right now, as of the beginning of the year, as of the first quarters of the year, as we were talking about money. And Pisces, what I have here, especially with that 4 of Pentacles, interesting. It's almost the same exact energies: Capricorn, Pisces, and Aquarius. And of course, the seasons go December, January, February. Same exact makeup. Of course, different messages, different cards, but that energy is very prevalent for both you and Scorpio. Anyway, Pisces, for your message around money, a little different. What I have here, Pisces, for you, very strong foundation, very strong strong foundation. You know, you're well set up, Pisces, but the energy here is, it's almost self-contained. In other words, Pisces, your success, what you have of benefit, Pisces, is precisely because of your efforts and your efforts alone. You hold up a lot, Pisces. You support a lot, Pisces. It isn't the other way around with money. Even even in this energy, Pisces, if all you do is cheerlead, it's a necessary energy, Pisces. Whatever you support, it's something that you motivate, you create, you allow stuff to get done. With 4 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups, one could say that you create a great environment for getting things done. You inspire people to do their best in getting things done. Could also be through your hard work, Pisces. It could be through your personality. It could be a combination of that. But 5 of Swords here tells me, Pisces, too much of a good thing. People are sipping away at you through a very big straw, Pisces. Pisces, they have tasted the awesomeness of what you can provide, Pisces, and that leaves them wanting it all, Pisces. How can they package it, Pisces, and make a profit out of something you do so naturally, Pisces? What can they do, Pisces, to take what you've accumulated and what you've built, Pisces, and obtain it fully, Pisces? This is almost in the energy, Pisces. If you had, for instance, patents to something truly amazing, Pisces, and all they had to do was just take a slip of paper, and then all of a sudden they own, like, I don't know, the patent to Q-tips, the recipe to famous Amos cookies or something. You know, it's in that kind of energy, Pisces. If they could just take just one specific concrete thing and own something really great of yours, they would, Pisces. Definitely we have a little bit of thievery here, if possible. We have wanting to possess, Pisces, that which you've created, that which you've worked for, that which you've earned, that which you make, that which makes your star shine even brighter. I have a placement word, Pisces. I'm going to draw another one, as that's so Pacific. Pisces, you may be a vegan. You may be dealing with a vegan. If you're dealing with a vegan, I'm going to say in this energy, Pisces, even more, I could say that you're self-contained to what you produce as opposed to taking from others. One night. Okay. So first of all, a Pisces, for the one who took advantage of you in work and money. They established, Pisces. They tried to establish, Pisces, that all the things that you're interested in, Pisces, they're interested in. And just as hard as you work, Pisces, they're interested in working just as hard. They tried to establish, Pisces, not quite alliances, but alignment. Simpatico, simpatica. They tried to establish that with you, Pisces. We are alike. And briefly, Pisces, they tried to go and show that both of you could be aligned. But they could only keep that up for a period of time, only intended to keep that up for a period of time, Pisces. So Pisces, I have some strong Capricorn energy coming out here. I also have some Cancerian energy and some Scorpio. Signs overall, Pisces, we have Capricorn, Aquarius, Scorpio, Cancer. Now for the one who did you wrong in money, Pisces. Their retribution is they bite off more than they can chew. They claim to do a lot, Pisces, but they're never going to go and buckle down and actually produce the work that they say they can do, produce the talent they say they have, or even nurture the talent they say they have, Pisces. Pisces, that's the retribution to the one who you're thinking of who wronged you. This person is a blowhard. They say they can do a lot. They have the ability, Pisces, to get people very excited about what they can do. They get the opportunity, Pisces, to have doors open up for them. But with those doors that open up, Pisces, they're going to fall flat on their face. And even as they fall flat on their face, Pisces, they're going to continue taking as much as they can from their colleagues to try and boost themselves up. But Pisces, all they're doing in this energy is cannibalism and theft. Intellectual theft and cannibalism. They can't generate anything organically, Pisces. They are in this energy not quite a sheep in wolf's clothing, Pisces, but they are a snake among monkeys. They can't do anything dexterous, Pisces. They can only swallow cunningly. And that kind of energy, and for as long and as big and as vicious, Pisces, as the snake they are, the snake that they will continue to grow with will become Pisces. The fact that they cannot ultimately do anything that they say they do, and they will not produce anything organically, they will find themselves hopping, Pisces, from one situation to another, where, depending on the timeline, they will be outed from each position, each group that they're in. Because ultimately, people are not bringing other people in to cannibalize their team. That's all that they're going to do. Especially, it's one thing to cannibalize, but you also can produce your own. The only thing this person can do is eat others. Which is fine if they were eating the competition in another industry, another company, but no, not eating internally within your own team. Everything that they are a part of, Pisces, everything they're a part of, Pisces, it's on borrowed time. And they're going to leave because, be asked to leave, be outed because they can't produce. Danielle, questions would be at the end of the reading, and I would ask for a donation. If you want, you can go and reserve a spot, write down your question, and make a donation through Cash App. It would be $25 or $50. You can write down your question, and I can get to it after I'm done with the readings. You're welcome. Or you can come back. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all 12 signs, but it'll be probably anywhere from an hour to 2. So we'll go on to Cancer. Let's see, Cancer. Retribution and vindication for Cancer placements. Obviously, that would be a sun, moon, and rising. That could also be, if you think about what's going on right now for your work. Oh, did I do Oh, I only did Pisces. I only did Pisces work, I believe. I did not do Pisces love. I guess I am going to be doing only the water signs with this because it's a little long. Let's go on to Pisces love. I want to do love and work for both signs, the signs that I read. Okay, so Pisces love. I was about to forget Pisces love. One more time, Pisces. All right, Pisces. So we saw the retribution and vindication for you with the people that did you wrong according to money. Now let's see the people who did you wrong, Pisces, in relation to love. The people, Pisces, who hurt you in the matters of the heart. And Pisces, what I'm asking you to think about for these readings is the first name, the first situation that comes up. Not the second one or the third one or the fourth one or the one that you pushed out, Pisces, that's always there. I want you to think about the one that comes to mind. The first one. Could be something new, Pisces, could be something old. But I want that first one that comes to mind. Lots of water here, Pisces. 6 of Cups and a 2 of Cups, Pisces. I have some Cancerian and Scorpio energy coming up here, Pisces. Strong Scorpio. Scorpio, do I say this is someone who you have history with, someone who made an impact on you, someone who you opened yourself up to, Pisces, someone who you believed you had a mirror to, Pisces, or you revealed, Pisces, secrets, Pisces, you wouldn't normally share with others. You are vulnerable, Pisces, in a way that you wouldn't normally be with others. Hello, Scorpio. Thank you for the like. Scorpio, Pisces. In this energy, very well could be somebody with, well, obviously call it the signs, Piscean, Scorpio or Cancerian placements. Very well could be watery planets, Pisces. I feel like there's lots of Neptunian themes here too, Pisces. Not just because, Neptune is one of the planets associated with Pisces, but we're talking about here, Pisces, in who wronged you with love. We're talking about, what was believed, what you felt to be reality, and then how that reality changed. But there was like a lot of faith here in 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Lots of faith. Guards were let down, Pisces, because you thought that there was understanding there. Could be the shock to, oh, now I found someone who matches me. Now I found someone who understands me. Someone who together we share similar values, similar ways of looking at the world. We want similar things out of the relationship. That type of, it's like precious bonds, a precious link, a respite too in this energy, Pisces. Faith, Pisces. purity, Pisces. Pure, open love, Pisces. Here is someone, Pisces. Here's you, Pisces. And you literally openly gave your pink energy to them, Pisces. Your soft carnation pink, as pink as my little Cochise nose. Take a look at little my little gray and white cat's nose. That energy of an aura of pink, Pisces. Rose petal pink. Faith, Pisces. Care, Pisces. Love. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. Pisces. Here's your message. Pisces, your message for love. Doesn't really matter, Pisces, the people who you know to be unworthy, to be negative, the people, Pisces, who revealed themselves to be not at all worth your time, Pisces, but still, Pisces, in open energy, you, Pisces, were authentic. You, Pisces, were there in beautiful, accepting, open energy towards the other. And Pisces, just because those people could not go and respect what you gave them, Pisces, that ultimately has nothing to do with you, Pisces. You, Pisces, shouldn't even be focusing on that, because, Pisces, what I have for your retribution and vindication of love is that, first of all, Pisces, you are love. You are here, Pisces, to be loved. And Pisces, you will find the people. If you haven't already, Pisces, you will find more people, Pisces, who love you. That's what I have here, Pisces. Don't bother thinking about the retribution of those who did you wrong in love. They're already gone and out, Pisces. Tens may be relevant in this energy. We are in a 10 vibrational year. That is the end of cycles. 10 goes down to 1, the beginning of the cycles. I have a 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is also Piscean energy. Whatever that is. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Pisces, what you need to know for your vindication and retribution is that, Pisces, you have beautiful gifts awaiting you in partnership, beautiful connections waiting you in family. And you, Pisces, will have true love. And with true love, I'm not talking necessarily about romantic love or sexual love or attraction or anything like that. I'm talking about the true spirit of the heart chakra open. We are essentially, all beings essentially, Pisces, are beings of love. Even those so-called animals out there in the Serengeti and in the Arctic, Pisces, they too feel love. They too seek love. But one thing that hopefully, if our world doesn't collapse into whatever, we're not quite there in eating each other on the street. Pisces, in this energy, you have a very blessed soul. You have lots of opportunities coming, and your gift that you're getting is love. So forget about the crap that went down beforehand, Pisces. That has nothing to do with you now. You made yourself, you were open, you were authentic, and Pisces, you will find your group of people. Let's go on now to the next sign. And that would be Cancer. So Cancer, retribution and vindication. Who, Cancer, did you wrong? Cancer, who did you wrong? First of all, in money. Someone, Cancer, who said, oh, I got away with that. I did it and I got away with that. Haha. Hello. Yeah, so first we're going to check out work, and then we're going to check out love. So, Cancer, someone, and thank you for the like. That person that comes to mind, that situation that comes to mind, not all the situations, Cancer, right? Not like the big thing that happened that you sort of forgot, or something that happened recently, a long time ago. Whatever first comes to mind, Cancer, when you think about being wronged in your career, being wronged with money, that first situation, scenario, person, people that you're thinking about, that's what we're talking about. Let's see, Cancer. Retribution and vindication of the one or the ones who wronged you in money, career. I have Ace of Cups, Cancer. I have strength. So I have, first of all, Cancer, a really strong opinion. Very strong opinion. Necessary. This is like things that no one is going to move on, to budge on. One could also say Cancer, as Ace of Cups is Cancerian energy. There's a lot of things I could say in this energy. Let's see which ones I recall by the time I finish saying a few. But the another message I'm getting here in this energy, especially since Ace of Cups is Cancerian energy, is first of all, Cancer, very large energy you have. And it could be, Cancer, you were just so much in being you, but you being you was a threat to the people around you. It's like, how could you have that much confidence just to be yourself? How could you have that much confidence to hold yourself up the way that you do, and not measure yourself? Be as open with who you are as you do. I just feel like this is very large energy, Cancer, and people notice the fact that you went on, Cancer, being yourself, and you didn't feel the need, Cancer, to go and dwarf yourself either to the people you are working with or working for. Cancer, in this energy, it's not even too like, there was a subordinate supervisor type of level here. Like, there was no hierarchy. With you, hierarchy didn't even matter, because you were there going, this is who I am, and I'm confident in it. And I think, too, that's something, Cancer, that the people who did you wrong in money, they just didn't like the fact, Cancer, that you presented yourself as solid in your self, in in your brains, in your talent, in your physical presence, in your health, in the words that you speak, how direct you were, Cancer. They just didn't like the fact that around them, Cancer, you did not change who you are. You did not diminish who you are. You did not go and say, I am this level and you are like at least one step above me. No, Cancer, when you dealt with the people who wronged you, you dealt with them, Cancer, as equals. You saw no reason, first of all, Cancer, to go and humble yourself or diminish yourself. You were there going, this is my opinion. I'm right here equal with you on the table. And Cancer, I would say in this energy too, you outshone them a little bit as well. Because the confidence that you have, Cancer, is a confidence that they projected, but they don't actually possess or believe. I have Ace of Pentacles underneath here. I have a Six of Wands, definitely Cancer. A battle of egos with the person who stiffed you in money, the person who owes you money, a person who wronged you in career. Cancer, they wanted to be the ones going around with all the swag, Cancer, but around you, Cancer, their star shine did not match your star shine. The real thing presented itself, Cancer. And Cancer, let me say again, so much swag, really. So much swagger, so much presence, Cancer. Naturally. Needless to say, let me say Six of Wands is also Leo energy. We do have some Leo energy coming up here. If I was to read a little further, Capricorn. But with that Leo energy, you could be dealing with someone with significant Leo placements themselves. That would be first house. I feel like this is an emotional issue here, Cancers. We're talking about who has visibility and who kowtows to the other. Could be in their watery placements as well. Their watery or Mars type energies with that Leo. If not like their sun, moon, and rising, we'd also be thinking about like their Venus, their Mars, their moon, maybe their fourth house, seventh house, places of identity. Anyway, but we're also talking again about your projection, your presence, also to how you owned things. Big threat, Cancer. Yes, collective readings for anyone with significant Cancerian placements, especially if you think about who did you wrong with money and love. Well, that's quite a card to have pulled up, Cancer. That does relate to angels, Cancer. To religion, Cancer. Angelic, Cancer. Righteous, Cancer. Cancer, the people who did you wrong in money, they were kind of swine. Not to speak down on pigs. I actually do like pigs. I think pigs are, if I had a bigger place, if I had a farm, I would definitely not be opposed to getting a pet pig, and if I could take care of one. But I know I don't have the resources to take care of one. I admire them from afar, but maybe that's not the right word to use. Cancer, they were dirty. The people that you were dealing with in money. Cancer, the ones that screwed you over in money, you were of a higher class of being, a higher vibration than them, Cancer. And also to Cancer, the self-confidence that they possessed, they really struggle to feel good about themselves. They really struggle to create things for themselves to feel good about themselves. Cancer, in order for them to feel good about themselves, in order for them to feel like they're successful, they have to constantly be pushing someone else down. That's ultimately what I have here. The person who did you wrong in money. Just very low vibrational people. And ultimately, Cancer, they get swallowed up by the crowd. They're unremarkable and unnoticeable innately. So Cancer, energies that are coming up here besides the strong Leo and Cancer and maybe some Capricorn that comes up. I have Leo, Sagittarius, Virgo, and I have some Libra. Some more Cancer coming up there as well, with Ace of Cups again and a Three of Cups. Both of these are Cancerian energies. Four of Cups is Cancerian too. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Cancer, they stiffed you because you have so much positive things going on. You naturally can go and rule the environment you were in. And they could not handle that, Cancer. Cancer in this energy too, it's like they were always looking for ways to crack the facade that's you. Oh, no way is Cancer really that competent. Cancer is really that positive. Cancer is really that great. Constantly, Cancer, to go and seek ways to go and find holes, create holes, and bring you down. And ultimately, Cancer, they try to alienate you. This could be a greater theme as well, Cancer. You could think about this in terms of your work, trying to alienate you, trying to go and put more work and pressure on you until, Cancer, you are weighed down more and more by the stress they pile on. And ultimately, too, in this energy, Cancer, even though they pile on stress, they pile on hassles, they still can't diminish, Cancer, who you are innately. Because again, what they do is they pose and they are crafting something that isn't them. And Cancer, what you are projecting is entirely 100% you. There's nothing there for them to crush or diminish because it's still you. Cancer, ultimately, in the energy that I have here for the people that wronged you in money, they are subterranean people. You are terrain, people that are on a whole different type of ecosystem. You literally are at opposite ends of polarity. It's negative, positive. It is low vibration, high vibration. It is living in the sewers and, living in a garden. It's a whole bunch of polarities like that, Cancer. And just for a brief time, Cancer, your worlds meshed and you met, but that type of person, that type of environment, Cancer, is not for you. And so, Cancer, ultimately, you're too good, and they realize that. And you have other places that you need to be, Cancer, other places with a similar vibration that you are in the process of finding. Now, their retribution to you, Cancer, is a bit abstract, Cancer, and a bit higher up. Different type of message, but it's what I have. And Cancer, basically, Their retribution, your vindication of what I have here, is just knowing, Cancer, just exactly how small, insignificant, and lowly they are. Cancer, you're a reminder that everything they try to be, all that they can do is just parody it. They can't be it. They can't embody it. They can't grow into it. They are not that. They are not, Cancer, success. They are not, Cancer, admirable. They will never be. They're like anchovies. And that is their retribution, to know, Cancer, that no matter how hard they strive, innately, Cancer, there are people that, again, are low vibration, that are high vibration. There's that gulf there, and they won't cross it. Let's see Cancer and love. Cancer. I know we wanted to go and see, like, I do have some cards in here that say, in these cards, that say a whole lot more, Cancer, but we're getting higher messages here, higher vibrations. Cancer, literally, your retribution for the people who owe you money. There's slime who's going to remain slime. And that's where their retribution, Cancer. And meeting people like you, Cancer, lets them know the gulf of what they claim to be, what they strive to be, they will never have. You know what it's like too, Cancer? You know how, Cancer, some people have money, right? Not everybody has money. Some people have money. Some people gain money. Some people say, because I have $200 and you have nothing, I have money. Because I have $2,000 and you have nothing, I have, I'm better than you. Because I earn 80K and you earn 45K, I am more than you. Because I earn 200K and you earn 160K, I am better than you. Then, of course, we can go on to, like, the people who do ER in major cities, and they're getting like 600K, right, Cancer? And maybe some people could say, I'm better than you. But you know what? I'm pretty sure for those ER people, they don't care about that, because although they're getting paid a lot, they work for it, Cancer. And then they have that student debt, Cancer. And they have all that stress, Cancer. If you ask me, 600K for an ER job in the city, they can keep that, Cancer. That's a whole lot of nasty stress. But outside of the point, my point is, there's always people, Cancer, who like to say, I have $5 more than you, I'm better. And Cancer, for the people who did you wrong in money, does it matter if they have $5? Does it matter if they have $50? Does it matter if they have thousands of bucks, $1 million? Cancer, they're always going to be leeches. People are going to see them as nothing more than leeches. And also, too, in that leech-like attitude, Cancer, their notions of money, notions of wealth, notions of success are all very leech level. It's paltry. You can't buy class, Cancer. You can't buy admiration, Cancer. You can go and buy flattery, Cancer. Plenty of people will flatter hollowly because it suits their purpose, Cancer, but it's all a clown show. And they know that. So, Maris, if you want me to do a reading for you, if you can donate through Cash App, It'll be $25 for 10 minutes and $50 for 20 minutes. Details to the Cash App are in the pinned comment. If you make a donation through there, I'll answer your question. If you have the 2 questions there, I recommend we'll see how far we go, but I would recommend the 20 minutes for $50. You're welcome. I will also, by the way, if you become a member, I will open up a members only live in which I will ask questions. Well, a members only live in which members will get free polls. But if you want to look into that. But otherwise, then I ask for donations. So, Cancer and love. And thank you for the like. Let's see what we have for Cancer. So that would be definitely Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Maybe you have a Cancer Venus. Maybe, now I leave this up to you because this is what was done wrong for you in love. Maybe you have a Cancer 7th house. Maybe you have a Cancer Chiron. Maybe you have a Cancer Lilith. Maybe you have a Cancer Jupiter. Maybe you have a Cancer Uranus. Could you have a Cancerian Saturn with who did you wrong in love? You could think about that, Cancerian Saturn and Pluto. I mean, with the fact that the energies of Saturn would be where commitment and responsibility fall to, and Pluto where things get shaken up around, and also to what you instill fluctuations in other people with Pluto energy. Think about it. Okay. So yeah, so Cancer Sun, or excuse me, Cancer Suns. Cancerian collective with love. Let's see love. Vindication and retribution, Cancer. That first name, that first situation that comes to mind, that's what we're going after, Cancer. Should be quite known, huh, Cancer? The Sun with Prince of Pentacles. Pretty bold energy, Cancer. Also, too, Prince of Pentacles with the Sun. Considering our theme here, this could be, Cancer, someone who promised a lot, someone who seemed like they could go the distance, Cancer, someone who initially presented themselves as everything you wanted, Cancer, but not quite. Tower, not quite. Energies coming up here, Cancer. Promises, Cancer. Well, if I was to read that, that would include Aries. And if I was to read that, that would include Scorpio. But I have some Leo energy. Some Leo energy and some Earth. Basically, this tells me, Cancer, very bold energy, like someone is definitely fitting the bill of who wronged you in love. And that person, Cancer, you dealt with that person because that person just seemed like a perfect alignment. What you really wanted, Cancer, this wasn't necessarily someone that you had to warm up to, Cancer. Let's put it that way. Someone who you had to warm up to, someone who you hemmed and hawed to go, well, maybe, or this person has good traits, bad traits, not my type, whatever. Cancer, this is someone who you were there going like, gee, what a nice person. And look how, do I say the word sensible? There's something about sensibility here. It's not wild energy, Cancer. The emotions this person inspired, Cancer, is a bit wild, but the person presented themselves, Cancer, very methodically, very grounded. They presented themselves to be a stable person. And Cancer, you were drawn to them precisely because of the fact you thought, now we can build, now we can go. This seemed like a good match with someone who was steady on their feet. Actually, I want to draw one of these cards. Let's see, Cancer. I want this card. Okay. I got double, Cancer. So we could be dealing with someone with some Capricorn energy too. What I do know, Cancer, again, I have two-faced energy. Someone presented themselves, Cancer, as, do I say the word even conservative? I don't mean conservative political. I mean, they presented themselves not at all like the wild man or the wild woman, Cancer. They presented themselves as I said, steady on their feet, grounded, someone perceptive, someone very charismatic, someone who drew people in, but they drew people in because of a very friendly demeanor and manner. All a ruse, Cancer. Everything they presented themselves to be normal, steady, on the ground, a ruse. And I have 6 of Pentacles. Star. Ace of Cups is Cancerian energy, and I have a 5 of Swords under here. Let's see, just curious. 5 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 7 of Cups, Hangman. If I was to read a little further back here, Cancer, we also have some Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, and then Aquarius. Ultimately, though, this is the bottom of the deck energy. Well, spider type of energy, Cancer, with 6 of Wands and Hangman. Here's someone, Cancer, who goes forth on projecting themselves. Well, matching expectations, right? You look at what you're about to walk into or who you're dealing with, and you match what people want to see. A chameleon. And yet you can only go and play that role of a chameleon so far, Cancer, so far before what becomes authentic. Because remember, Cancer, this person's energy here too also comes through as someone that you believe what they show themselves to be authentic, authentically grounded. But everything that is, Cancer, you know, it's brief. They can show the illusion of it. They can't follow through on it. Also, too, Cancer, in this energy, here's a person who themselves is torn between being good and being bad, doing the right thing, doing the wrong thing. What is the right thing? Where do their values lie? Cancer, this person doesn't have a strong background to begin with. Backbone. They don't have a strong backbone. Maybe they don't have a strong background as well, but they don't have a strong backbone to begin with. And Cancer too, think about that first reading that I just gave you about the people who wronged you in money, in career. Cancer, you go around with a firm backbone, Cancer, maybe backbone. Because of your background, Cancer, you're able to go and and go around today with the strong spine you have now. Right? You don't have to fold, Cancer. You have no need to fold. You know who you are, you know where you want to go, and nothing changes that, Cancer. Well, for this person, Cancer, they have a backbone made out of jelly. They wiggle around like jello, Cancer. They are very adaptable and chameleon-like, Cancer, but they know too, Cancer, none of that is real. Now with the Devil, Six of Pentacles, Star, and Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups is Cancerian energy. We do have significant Aquarian energy coming up here with the Star and Five of Swords and Six of Pentacles, Taurus energy. So we have Leo, very strong Aquarius. We have some Taurus. We have some Capricorn. Obviously, we have some Cancer and the other signs that I mentioned in there. You know, they're around. You can take them back, but primary energies we have is are these. And Retribution, Cancer, vindication for the person that did you wrong in love. Well, first of all, Cancer, they are they played to their audience. Master chameleon, Cancer. Or if they're not a master chameleon now, Cancer, they're working on their way to becoming one. Cancer, they take stock of what people's hopes and dreams are, and then they work that around to their benefit as long as it is to their benefit. Here's someone, Cancer, who promises illusions, and the moment that illusion requires something concrete behind it, they'll fold. And also, too, Cancer, in this energy, this person that did you wrong, you know, Cancer, it's like they really have some wonderful doors open up for them in general. Because, you know, they do have a gift of making people receptive to them, and also to stirring the imaginations and the hopes of people. But Cancer, that's all they can do is just create that initial hope and gleam of what could be. And then, Cancer, they can't follow through with it, Cancer. The most beautiful time for this person as they deal with others, Cancer, is always going to be in the beginning. And the longer, Cancer, they deal with people, the longer, Cancer, they're in relationships with people, the more and more, Cancer, their insecurities will eat them up. And Cancer, they're going to seek out new connections. Essentially, I guess, Cancer, I'm getting someone here with very strong, commitment issues. And if they didn't have commitment issues to begin with, Cancer, that's going to be their karma and their retribution, Cancer. Whoever they stay with, Cancer, because in this energy, as I said, the most beautiful time is at the start. They're going to go around creating new starts. They're going to be, whatever it's called. It's like cheater energy. Cancer, this person is going to seek that first time beautiful connection constantly. And they're not going to be able to keep the freshness and honor that commitment with anyone who they're with. And I feel this is energy that's only going to grow more and more. The longer, Cancer, this person is, alive? Anyway, Cancer, this person gives a marvelous show. They give a marvelous exterior. Here's someone, Cancer, when you look at them on the outside, they're going to ensure everything projects perfectly in character with their narrative. And their retribution, Cancer, they can't grow anything of value in a relationship. The longer they're in a relationship, the more that relationship's going to atrophy and become a sham. Also, trust, Cancer, while they're in whatever relationships they're in, they're creating plenty of new beginnings, plenty of false narratives, plenty of brief encounters, Cancer, with other people. It's not a faithful person, Cancer. They weren't a faithful person before, Cancer. They're definitely not a faithful person now, Cancer. They definitely are not going to be a faithful person in the future, Cancer. They're going to seek escapism by brief encounters as much as they can. That's their retribution, Cancer, the person who wronged you. They're going to be a huge detriment, Cancer, to whoever deals with them, whoever settles down with them, whoever partners with them. Because ultimately, too, Cancer, this person is weak, and this person has no backbone. Well, I can do one more collective. If anyone would like me to pull on earth, air, or fire, you can let me know. Otherwise, I'll just pull a card. Does anybody here have any other placements you'd like to go and see in air, earth, or fire? Got some more water again. Shall we do fire? Shall we do air? Guess we'll do air. And I guess we'll do Libra. Libra. I think after Libra, though, I may take a break. Let's see, Libra. Who, Libra, did you wrong in work? Work and your money, Libra. That first name, first scenario that comes to mind, Libra. Prince of Cups, Eight of Swords. Someone's running free, Libra. Someone's running wild, Libra. Could they be talking a bit, Libra? A little chatty, Libra. Definitely satiating themselves, almost gorging themselves on something, Libra. I got two cards here, Libra. Little gloating energy here, Libra. Person who got ahead with you on money, Libra, on work, Libra. They think they're home free, Libra. They think they solved something, Libra. They think they cleared a blockage, Libra. Gloating a little bit, Libra. It's interesting that we have the word authority here, Libra, because, you know, this Prince of Cups is equivalent to a Knight of Cups energy. And a Prince of Cups, Libra, well, you know, princes, knights, they do have strong movement. Although, if you ask me, the princes in this deck are dwarfed by the princesses. Princesses have more movement, more rapid flux of change, power to change than a prince. That's what I feel from this deck. You know, princes, they kind of like middle energy. Like they could push more, but they don't. Like the princesses of this deck, Libra, they feel to me like people who are using 120% of their energy. Princes, to me, in this deck, in this particular deck, when they push on something, Libra, they're only using like maybe 85% of their energy, 65 to 80%. They're not as determined, not as wild as some of the other energies that are there. Here's someone who could move a lot more, but they don't. Only so far, so much. They don't stress themselves. So authority and new age, I have someone, Libra, who's gloating, maybe a little prematurely in this energy. King of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Two of Swords, Libra energy, and a Queen of Pentacles. It's interesting, Libra, that we said someone who owes you, well, you know, did you wrong in money, which could be money and career. Because of King and Queen of Pentacles, we have soulmate energy here, Libra. This very easily could be a family business or someone who's connected to you on a personal level, someone who could dive into your finances. Maybe you could dive into theirs. Maybe this could be friendship. This is definitely close. If it's a partnership, Libra, this is a partnership that you were meant to experience, meant to go through. It's soulmate energy, Libra. May or may not have been a personal friend, a romantic partner, a family member. But Libra, in this energy, this is still someone who their soul's path was meant to align with your soul's path. And they just cut you out. What is this energy, Libra? The person who did you wrong in money and career, Libra, this person should have valued you. They should have valued you, Libra. Of course, Two of Swords is Libra energy. Energies I have coming up here, I have Gemini, I have Capricorn, I have Scorpio. I also read my nights as Scorpio. Maybe I have some Leo. Maybe I have some Taurus. But predominantly I have Scorpio with some Capricorn, some Libra, some Gemini. And moreover, Libra, that person that you're thinking of, that situation that you're thinking of that screwed you over in work, you were a gift, Libra. The fates, God, the angels, the heavens set you up as a gift. and they squandered it for something momentary, Libra. A very special opportunity, Libra. The person who wronged you in money, they should have honored your connection, Libra. They should have treated you right, Libra. Libra, a certain path has been closed off to them now. Libra, they could have gone for an A route or gold route or the star route. And now, Libra, they're going to be dealing with the Z route. The ground route. What was that other one that I said? The D route. Yeah, here's someone who could have had, who was on poised, Libra, to achieve something really special, really great. And now they're just going to go, I feel mid-tier. That Prince of Cups. Essentially, Libra, the person who did you wrong in money, they assumed that they were still going to go and get that glimpse of success that they saw while you were there. While you were there in that mist, Libra, they assumed that they were going to go and get that top success easily now. And Libra, they're going to get some sort of success, but it's going to be mid-level of what they wanted. Something's been closed off to them. That true success that they wanted, that they won't achieve that. They won't achieve that ever, Libra. They have the new start they wanted, Libra. But it's trifling energy they're going to be doing, trifling things they're going to be doing. And the type of success, Libra, that they want, they're always going to be under someone else's thumb, Libra. And they're only going to be allowed to go so far, get so much, Libra, which is not going to be at all sufficient to what they hope. That is the retribution and vindication of person who wronged you, Libra. Libra, this person thinks they've won, but all they've won, Libra, is to be firmly under the thumb of another. Libra, that person that did you wrong, somebody in this person's energy, maybe they're not quite saying it right now, Libra, but they're going to be saying it soon. When that person says bark, they say woof. When that person says jump, they say how high. When that person comes in, Libra, every morning, that person goes, oh, wow, you look so great. Oh, wow, you're so smart. Oh, wow, you're so rich. Oh, wow, you really did that great. This person will always, always, always suck up to the extreme. And that's all that they're being kept to do and that's all they'll be asked to do. Right under the thumb. Like a court jester, Libra, the person that wronged you, they're going to continue with enough success, comfortable success, but they're going to do so, Libra, by being a clown. They're going to be entertaining a boss, and they're going to be keeping to the role of entertainer, court jester for that boss. At least for the next time period of their life, Libra. Let's go and see. If you want a reading, please make a donation through Cash App. The details are in the pinned comment. It's $25 for 10 minutes, $50 for 20 minutes. And I'll get to it after I finish the collective readings. So